This is Isaiah 14:14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. I like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Orcha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Omuan back at you with another lesson. I just want to go into a quick hit. I came across this video on Instagram that was hella interesting. All right, and this is why I brought out Isaiah 14:14, the main focal point being the second part of the precept. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay, and that's the main focal point, that Esau, Edom, wants to be like the Most High. You see, he wants to be like Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, Shalom Malak Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. All right, and what I want to show you real quick is this video I stumbled across, right? And the first thing it reminded me is, if anybody's seen that movie, that new movie, you got the new Frankenstein movie. All right, that's a good movie to watch. All right, because what you're about to see is the same exact thing, all right, that they tried to do in the movie. Okay, so let me grab that real quick. In that movie, he tried to, he was trying to take different body parts and bring, Frankenstein to life. All right, and they were doing it with, with generating power from the electricity that comes from the lightning bolts. Okay, so showing you that our bodies have, a certain type of energy inside of us. Okay, damn, I can't find this video now. All right, so we have a certain type of voltage in our body, a certain type of, electricity. All right, electronodes, I believe that's what they're called. All right, so we pump a certain frequency of hertz in our body. All right, and this is why they want to basically, merge man with technology, merge man with machine. You see, because it's definitely possible, and they've done a diligent search all these years, okay, over and over, to see if these things was able to be possible. Okay, and as knowledge is being increased on both sides, right, on the right hand side and on the left hand side, right, this devil becomes smarter and smarter. Okay, so let me just grab the video, which I can't seem to get my hands on it. It's coming up though. All right, so check this out.
We're looking at Oscar, the first human modular prototype that is able to live in various setups. What's going to happen is that I'm going to connect the brain to the heart module to activate the blood circulation. Now, the lung is going to start breathing. You can see both organs are now collaborating. I can add a kidney module. And if I add a liver module, start actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimal temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I add another limb, Oscar will recognize it and beneficiate from new possibilities.
See, that's some weirdo ass shit. It says creepy ass biotechnology. All right, the line between life and tech just got thinner. All right, and again, if you haven't seen that movie, that new Frankenstein, I advise you to watch it. All right, because that's the same exact thing that he was doing. That's what reminded me. And I was gonna actually bring a clip out from the movie, but the movie's too new, so they would have probably gave me either a strike or try to hit me with a copyright like they normally do. All right, but like I said, I advise you to watch that movie. All right, so that's creepy ass shit right there. See, this is why, all that graphene oxide that they have, all right, the technology that they're bringing into play right now. All right, all these things go hand in hand. All right, to be able to merge man with technology. Okay, and that's what this devil constantly does, man. He's trying to merge us. All right, bringing out Second Thessalonians 2 and 4. Okay, this is Second Thessalonians 2 and 4, and it says, Salakia, it says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God. You see, and that's what he's doing. All right, the wicked does what? All right, they boast about their heart's desires. You see, and again, they will be they have they have that mindset of they can be like the Most High and better. You ever heard that song? Anything I can do better. Well, that's what the mentality is of these damn devils, man. You see, that whatever the Lord could do, they think that they can do it better through their science, okay, and their technology, and then they boast in their heart's desires, right? This is Psalms 10:2. It says, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasted of his heart's desires, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord Yahweh abhorreth. Okay, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts, you see. So they're not going to seek after the Lord. Why? Because they don't believe in the Lord. Okay, they know there's a power, but they don't believe in the Lord because they believe in their pseudoscience before anything. You see, not understanding that the Lord is the one that gives them that technology. You see, gives them that intelligence. Okay, yeah, definitely check that out after the plantation for sure, bro. That's a dope ass movie. It's long, you know what I'm saying? And at one point it turns into like a little love movie, but there's a couple parts in there that's heavy, because it's showing you what Esau does, man. And he does that on a normal basis. All right. And when you see that movie, this is exactly what it's gonna remind you of, that video I just shown. Because when I seen it, that's what I instantly thought. I was like, oh, this is some Frankenstein shit. You see? But you see how he grabbed the actual, he said, I'm gonna merge the brain with that piece. I think let me watch it one more time. All right, let me finish this though. I think he was saying that I think that's a 3D printed body part. Remember, these devils have the technology to 3D print anything that they want. All right, because he said it was a human type prototype. You see, so here it is, him experimenting, making a diligent search as he always has. Okay, so again, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. This is how he's going to try to persecute the poor the hardest. All right, through his technology. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. All right, for the wicked boasted of his heart's desire. See, and when he has his technology on point, all right, he'll boast about it in your face, man. He'll put it all over the web, put it all over the TV for you, put it all in his movies, all right, to show you that he has this type of technology. And bless the covetous, whom the Lord Yahweh abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts, all right? And that's because he believes in his pseudoscience and his science before anything, you see? And that's what he's trying to have us take the image of, all right? He wants us to be, in the thought of scientists, man. He don't want us to think that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is the creator. He wants you to think that he is the creator, all right? That's why he wants you to worship him. That's what it tells you in Romans, the 1st chapter. All right, Romans 1, and let me just grab that real quick. It says 25, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator. You see, when you grab that in the NLT, it says they traded the truth about Yahweh for a lie. So they worshiped and served the things Yahweh created instead of the creator himself. You see, so the Lord has given him the intelligence and created him to have that intelligence of science, you see, and he has taken it to another level and believes that he is the one that's created science. He is the one that is the creator of all things. Okay, it says, and serve the things Yahweh created instead of the creator himself, who is worthy of eternal praise. Amen. You see, And he will never give Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah the credit to do things, man, because he'll try to steal the idea, all right, from the Lord and then give himself credit. You see, that's the pride that, you know, has taken him to another level. All right. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Okay. So going back to, let me grab this, many devices. All right, this is Proverbs 19:21. It says, there are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that shall stand. You see, so he has his motives. He has his ways of bringing his devices to pass, which is the Lord bringing the devices to pass, right? But the counsel of the Lord, all right, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah's word, all right, and everything, you know, that the Lord has created is going to stand, all right? Even the wicked for the day of evil himself, you see, because the Lord has created the wicked for the day of evil, man. You see, so that's how we got him in that trick bag right now, man. All right, so let's go back to Salakia, 2 Thessalonians 2:4 says, who imposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, all right, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You see, and with his devices, all right, with his neural links, right, this is how he's going to sit in the temple of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, let's grab this again real quick. All right.
We're looking at Oscar, the first human modular prototype that is able to live in various setups.
Yeah, so it was a human prototype, you see, and it had to be on some 3D printing shit, because it don't even look like pieces of the body, man. All right, it looks like his own little flesh, all right, but I'm sure it's created, all right, because everything he does is created through technology, right?
That I'm going to.
And what he says, I'm going to connect the brain to the heart module to activate the blood circulation. So what he did was he grabbed this little black piece.
What's going to happen is that I'm going to connect the brain to the heart module.
You see, that black piece that he connected will be what that neural link will be. You see, this is what Elon Musk wants to push out. You see, he wants to give you a new brain. Okay. He's trying to make you in his own image instead of the image that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah has made you in. He's trying to slap the Lord in the face with him basically saying, the way you created man is not a right way. I got a different way to create man. You see? So he, all right, wants to be able to take babies from day one, all right, and be able to connect them to a system, all right? Obviously, he's going to try to get those that are already adults and, you know, already here, all right? But their ultimate plan is to get everybody that is here on earth, all right, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, all right, to receive this MARK. And then from there on, every baby that's born, all right, is going to be born into this technology with this technology in them, all right? And they show you that in the movie The Matrix, you see? When you go into the movie The Matrix, when he goes in, when he wakes up, Neo wakes up where there's thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in bubbles, you see, and they were all connected, all right, to basically to the technology, you see. So they were sitting in incubators already connected until they were disconnected, and then they had came out the Matrix, you see. So, you know, their brain, all right, that they want to give you is their technology to be able to what? Control you, control your thoughts, you know, total technocracy, man, just to have total control over everything around you. You see, that's how wicked this devil is, man, that he is not satisfied with having, you know, everything in life, but now he wants to be able to tap into your brain and tap into you. You see? This devil's on a whole nother level, and that's that pride that he got. This is why this devil has to be taken out of the way and destroyed. Okay? Let's see. Now the lung, now he connected another piece that says the lung is going to start breathing. You see? Even to see, this is straight transhumanism. That's what it means when he says he will sit in the temple of the Most High. You see, with this technology, he's able to merge man with machine. Okay. So now, once he does that, all right, he's able to create cyborgs, man. They even have to the point where they have, you've heard them say that they can actually grow a baby and raise a baby out of the mother's womb and separately make them be raised in a separate bag, a bag full of water. Like if they were sitting in a placenta, you know what I'm saying? As if they were sitting in the mother's belly full of water. You see, they're able to have technology like that. Matter of fact, I've done videos like that about 2.5 years ago, and they're still talking about it to this day. So if those videos were being leaked out 2.5 years ago and the thought was already being leaked out, imagine how much more today. You see how much more they have of that technology today. Okay, how much more have they perfected that technology? You see, this is why the Lord said you are living in dangerous times. You know, you're living in weird times, man. Times that we can't even wrap our heads around unless you have the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to understand what this devil's motive is. You see? And his motive is to literally tap into everyone's brain, tap into everybody's thoughts, and be able to raise his own cyborg babies, man. All right? His own, you know, humans connected to machines, with machines basically doing the work. See, he wants to have a community, all right, filled with half humans, right, with basically cyborgs, but also mixed with actual computers and robots. You see, because he's gonna want to have. He needs the robots. He needs the men, all right, the transhumanism, to be able to steal the thoughts of man, to continue to keep downloading it into the robots. Okay, because how you think the internet and chat GPT is made? But through the thoughts of our people, man, of what is constantly being recorded through our phones, you know, our behaviors, you know, the way everything is set up, you know, through our body. All right, there it goes again. He makes that diligent search. So now he's able to use that to his advantage. And this is why we say we are not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. You know, we got to learn how to stay away from these devices, because these devices, all right, are constantly just making, doing a spell on us, doing a witchcraft on us, man. And constantly just what? You ever realize how you can think about something in your mind and then your fucking phone will go look it up for you? That's bugged and weird as hell, man. You'll literally be thinking about something in your brain, and then next thing you know, a fucking whole commercial comes up about that, or something that's an advertisement comes up about something that you was just thinking. You see? Because the phone itself, the technology itself, all right, is constantly making also a diligent search along with this devil. He's using his skills of making a diligent search years after years and decades after decades, to the point where now he has instilled and installed his intelligence into this technology and these robots. And now these technologies, these devices and these robots are actually watching you, and they're making a diligent search on you. You see, Esau done got lazy with it. He ain't got to do no more work. He got these robots doing all the work. You see? And then furthermore, by putting the technology into you, that's game over. That's checkmate. You see? Now he'll have that full control over you, man. So this is why, you know, this devil wants to play the role of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? So now he put it into the breathing. All right? And he said, now it collaborates. Now you can see both organs are now collaborating, man. This shit is like he putting a beat together. You know, he got this shit collaborating with just technology, man. You see, that's why anybody that takes this MARK, you're gonna be done. You're gonna be done for. You're gonna be a true zombie out here. You see, because now he's gonna be able to control you. All right, if he wants to make you do a bachata dance, he gonna make you do a bachata dance, man. If he wants you to jump, your ass is just gonna be jumping as high as he wants you to jump. You see?
I can add a kidney module.
You said he gonna add the kidney module.
And if I add a limb module,
And if I have a limbo, you said a limo or kidney module
and if I add a limb module,
and a limo, do you right? Look at that shit. And the actuating the organisms to move, man.
optimum temperature, which is 37 degrees.
37 degrees and everything. See, that's wild, bro.
And if I add a limb module, to start actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimum temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I add another limb, Oscar will recognize it and beneficiate from new possibilities.
Yo, that shit is wild. Yo, that shit is creepy as hell, man. The more you look at it, that shit is creepy. It look like a little piece of chicken. Look like a chicken wing moving back and forth, man. All right. So let's finish that up. In 2 Thessalonians 2:4, it says, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God. All right. And how is he exalting himself? You see, he's exalting himself with this technology, boasting himself in his wicked device. Okay. Or that is worship. All right. And when people see this, they're going to be like, wow, I can't believe this, man. This gotta be God. This gotta be someone that's being dealt with, that God is dealing with, you see? And that's what they want. They want you to worship them, you see, rather than the creator. Okay? Because you have to understand that all intelligence comes of the Lord, man. You see? So him making this happen, all right, is really Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah making this happen. Okay? So it says, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, all right? And we just seen how he's going to sit in the temple of God with his Neuralink, with his RFID, all right? Showing you how he just grabbed the whole computerized brain, all right? And connected it to a body part that was created out of his own 3D printing, basically. You see? And that's what he wants to do with us. He wants to be able to connect his brain to us, okay? To make us do whatever he wants. All right. Showing himself that he is God, you know, showing that he is power, that he has the power to do this. He has the power of life and death. Okay. When the scriptures tell you, all right, that life and death, all right, is of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Let's grab that real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus 33. No, actually 14, Salakia. Ecclesiasticus 14. And I believe it's 11. Or is it 11 and 14? Yeah, 11 and 14. Ecclesiasticus, prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord Yahweh Shai. You see? So he trying to slap the Lord in the face and make it seem like he can do these things better, man. Okay? Like if the Lord has made a mistake, okay, with everything he has made. All right, let's grab Ecclesiasticus 33 and 11. In much knowledge, Salaki, in much knowledge, the Lord Yahweh Shai has divided them. See, with the Lord's knowledge, all right, he has divided everything in the fashion that he has created it. You see? And you got this devil, all right, trying to oppose. All right. Oppose means what? All right, to be, let me see. Definition of oppose. All right. Disapprove of, an attempt to prevent, especially by argument. You see? That's what this devil's trying. It said he opposeth and exalted himself. You see? So he's opposing against the Lord. He is disproving what the Lord already has created. Okay? An attempt to prevent it. You see? by stopping the will of the Lord. See, that we ain't got no free will, but that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to stop the will of the Lord. All right. Especially by argument. By what's his argument? By his hypothesis, by his pseudoscience. Okay. Compete against someone in a contest. Yeah. He trying to compete against the Most High. You see? Dislike, resist. It's like he dislikes what the Lord has created. Okay? Go against, he's trying to counter, all right, everything that the Lord makes. All right, let me grab that word etymology online, oppose. All right, when you go into...
The word oppose comes from the Latin opponere,
opponere,
against. It combines ob, meaning against, with ponere, meaning to place. You can find this and other etymologies.
Look, it even says to resist or to question, evolve into its modern sense of disagreeing and trying to prevent something. Okay, so let me see what happens when you go into the interlinear of opposeth. All right, and I'll close it out after that. All right, who opposeth, when you go into the word opposeth, it goes into anti, oh, look at that, anti-kamia. All right, anti-kamia.
Strong's G 480. Antikamai.
Antikamai, right? It says to oppose, be adverse, to withstand, okay, to set over against, opposite, be contrary, okay? I mean, the definitions I pulled out was even better, all right? But let's see. Anti means to be against, okay? Anti. Instead of, you see, instead of the Lord's will, all right, I have my will. That's how we looking at it, okay? Kimahi.
Strong's G 2749.
Kaimai, right?
Kaimai.
It says to lie, okay? Yeah, because that's what this devil is, a liar. The moment he be born, he speak lies, okay? It says of things that quietly cover some spot, of things put or set in a place in reference to which we often use to stand, all right? Nah. It says to be by Yahweh's intent, set, destined, appointed. Lies in the power of the evil one. Okay, yeah, through his pseudoscience, because that's all lies, man. Every single one of them is just philosophies and hypotheses. A hypothesis is an educated guess, all right? And that all comes from the thought of them being, you know, the thought of Satan that they get, you see? And they get enticed by their thoughts and their lust of things, all right? It says, is held in subjection by the devil, all right? And to be the devil, right, is to be against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, meaning your adversary, man. You see? But it was more juicy than just the regular terms, the regular words that had their definition, okay? So let's finish this back up in Ecclesiasticus 33, and I'll close out, all right? So it says, what was Salakia? It says in 11, in much wisdom, much knowledge, the Lord Yahushua has divided them and made their ways diverse. All right, which is a perfect balance. All right, that everything is diverse. Because if it was all the same thing, it wouldn't be a balance, you see. So it says, some of them has he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them he has cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. You see? So the Lord fashioned everything to his pleasure, man, the way he liked it. And you got this devil that's basically saying, nah, that way is all messed up. I got a better way. I'm going to oppose against you with this technology by taking your people, all right, and giving them my brain, Not the brain that you created, but my brain of technology to be able to control their thoughts in my manner, in my way. You see, that's that Genesis mission again. All right. Them trying to create man in their own image, not in the image that the Elohim has made us according to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You see, it says good is set against evil and life against death. You see, so is the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. You see, and this is why this is a spiritual battle, man, because the Lord has one realm against another right now, man. Let me finish. I'll close it out with that. This is Second Ezra's. All right, Second Ezra's. What is that? 14. It might be 13. 1 second. One realm against another. Yeah, I think it's 13. Yeah, 13 and 31. Right? The point is at the end, all right, of this precept. It says, I'll take it from 29. It says, behold, the days come when the Most High Yahweh will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, all right, the elect, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and this is the point, one realm against another, man. You see? And that's why this is a spiritual battle, man, because this is basically one realm against another, man. Okay? You got man over here trying to play the role of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's two different realms. The realm of man down here is carnal, man. But the realm of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is spiritual. All right? It's a realm that you can't touch. You see, and that's what he's trying to ultimately get to. You know, if you let this devil have the intelligence to do it, he'll try to get all the way to the heavens to take Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai out of their place. That's how this devil is, man. That's how wicked his thoughts are, man. That he could think that deep and that far. You see, and that's why they were created to be the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, man, because of their ignorance. You know. But see, the time is coming where his bounds cannot pass. He has his limits that he cannot pass no more. And that's why the Lord, all right, at the sufficiency, right, at the height of his sufficiency, he going to lift up that standard, man. All right. Just when this devil has the world in the palm of his hand, all right, he thinks that he got, you know, he on that pinky in the brain type shit. Okay. And laughing that crooked laugh. All right. I got the world in the palm of my hand. You see, that's when the Lord gonna lift up that standard and take them right out the way. You see, and because of, you know, injuries and riches gotten by deceit, okay, the mischief, the witchcraft, the sorceries that this devil has done constantly over and over again, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. All right, that's why Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so that's pretty much the lesson through the spirit. Just wanted to, you know, touch on that. That's some wild ass shit right there. And yeah, brother, when you get the chance, try to remember to watch that movie. You'll see what I'm talking about with that movie, how he trying to play the same exact role. You know, remember these movies is all, you know, predictive programming, man, showing you what this devil's mind's about. All right. So Lord willing, you will edify. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or Chakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as good soldiers of Yahweh Shah. Shalom, Malak, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Demiyah to your household always. Shalom.